In this video, we're going to look at finding the equation of a circle given 2 points and the line of center. So the points 1, 1 and 2, minus 1 are on a circle whose center lies on the line 3x minus y is equal to 7. Find the equation of this circle. So we could use our general equation and form three simultaneous equations. The center minus g minus f is on this line. But I think a better way to do this question, if we just do a little sketch, 1, 1 and 2 minus 1. Let's say this is 1, 1 and 2 minus 1. It's similar to the videos 8 and 9. That if we can get this equation of this line here going through the center, that's the perpendicular bisector of the chord, we can use simultaneous equations to find the center, which would enable us to find the radius and would enable us to find the equation. So let's have a look at this midpoint here, this point here. So let's call these points A and B. A and B. So the midpoint of AB, let's draw them on top of each other, 1, 1 and 2 minus 1. So you have a 3 and a 0. We divide by 2. We're going to get 3 over 2 and 0. My slope of AB. So it's a negative slope. So the change in y over the change in x. Y goes from 1 to minus 1. So the change is 2. And x goes from 1 to 2. So the change is 1. So my slope is negative 2 over 1. So my perpendicular slope is 1 over 2. So now I have the point, the midpoint, I have the slope of this new line here. So I can get the equation of this line using my formula y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus 0 is equal to 1 over 2 times x minus 3 over 2. Y is equal to 1 over 2x minus 3, 1 over 2 by 3 over 2. So it's minus 3 over 4. If we multiply this, we want y on its own actually, so we have a y in this one, so I can simplify this equation to be a half x. But if I leave it as a positive y, I'll say minus a half x plus y is equal to minus 3 over 4. So I've just moved the x to the left, and I'm bringing this equation down. 3x minus y is equal to 7. So I'm going to get 2.5x, or 5x over 2, is equal to 7 minus 3 over 4. So that's going to be 6 and a quarter. So I've got a decimal on one side and a fraction on the other. Not ideal. So let's write them as fractions. 5 over 2x is equal to 25 over 4. So I just want x. So 5x by 4, so 20x. You could just use a calculator and divide 6 and a quarter by 2.5. 20x is equal to 50. So x is equal to 50 over 20, or 5 over 2. So 2.5 by 2.5 is 6.25. You probably saw that up here. So if x is 5 over 2, what do we have for y? We have, I'll use the first equation, it's a bit easier. Y is equal to 3x minus 7. So y is equal to 3 by 5 over 2 minus 7. Y is equal to 15 over 2, that's 7.5 minus 7. So y is equal to a half. So I have my center now. My center is xy, 5 over 2, 1 over 2. So now I just need to get the distance from one of the points to the center. So let's use B here. Let's get the distance from B to the center, and that will give us the length of the radius. So B was the point, 2 minus 1. Well, I'll use A just because there's no negatives in it. It doesn't really make a difference, but let's use A, 1, 1. So A is 1, 1. So we want the distance, which is the change in x to be squared. So 1 goes to 2.5, so that's a change of 1.5, or 3 over 2 to be squared. And the change in y is a half, so a half to be squared. So we're going to get the square root of 9 over 4 plus 1 over 4, which is equal to the square root of 10 over 4. So this is my radius. I don't need to simplify it because I'm going to square it now to get the equation. So the equation of this circle is x minus 5 over 2 to be squared plus y minus 1 over 2 to be squared is equal to 10 over 4 or squared. Let's simplify it out and see what it looks like in long form. I'm going to get x squared minus 5 over 2x twice, which is minus 5x. And I'm going to get plus 25 over 4 plus y squared minus a half y twice, which is minus y, plus 1 over 4. And I'm going to bring the 10 over 4 across and let it equal 0. So I'm going to get x squared plus y squared minus 5x minus y. And I have 25 and 1, 26 over 4 minus 10 over 4 is 16 over 4, positive, so that's plus 4 equals 0.